welcome to SILMW. We'd love to thank you first for coming, for joining our concluding event for the very fruitful, very productive program here during the summer. And first of all, thanks for everyone for coming. And so as usual, we start with some short talks with our distinguished people in the program and also in the department. And we would love to start with the head of the linguistics department, Professor James Yoon. So please, everyone, welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to see you all here. It's been a long, it's been almost 8 weeks, right? It's been a long 8 weeks, and you know, I think the department, on behalf of the department, I'd like to congratulate you on finishing a very rigorous, but I hope a very rewarding, intensive summer program in whatever languages that you set out to study. And this is always the highlight. We look forward to your demonstration of everything that you've learned and practiced over this summer. And this is also a time of celebration where we celebrate our own successes, celebrate the end of the summer so that we can go and take a little bit of rest. But I'd like to take this time in particular to congratulate all the staff. Some of the staff have been working for this particular institute for years and years, almost a decade. And so why don't we give all the staff, instructors and TAs and GAs and everybody who helped out a big hand. For those of you that were taking classes here, I spread the good word, okay? So I think putting together this thing every summer is no easy task, but this is something that we're very much invested in, and we're trying to expand the scope of the dissemination of not only the language learning, but also the cultural literacy that is really critical, especially in this day and age. And so if you have positive experiences, go tell your friends about this wonderful opportunity. And if you have ideas or suggestions that you want to give to us, by all means, tell us so that we can do this better. So anyway, thank you and congratulations, and let's just celebrate.
Thank you very much, Professor Yoon. So our next speaker is going to be the unknown soldier of the SILMW program, the most hardworking person I have ever met in my life, actually, Iman Saada. So please stand up.
Assalamu alaikum, marhaba, salam. Okay, so it's my honor and pleasure to welcome everyone here in the audience after a very rigorous, but I hope successful 8 weeks. So I remember back when we started the program, which was I think June 10th, and I said you will work hard. And I'm sure that every single one of you have worked so hard. This SILMW's program for this year had the pleasure to offer 4 different languages. So this year we offered Arabic, Swahili, Persian, and Turkish. Some of the languages had multiple levels, such as Arabic and Swahili, and we had only 1 level for Turkish and Persian. So language classes were very intensive, as all of you have known, but I think we just broke the rhythm after classes were over with the multiple cultural activities that we have carried over the 8 weeks. It's not a single person's effort that this program was a success. It's the culmination of a year-long hard work that starts at the end of last year's summer, starting with the GA who was hired during the fall and the spring semester to make sure that everything is set for the summer session. And then yet, after the academic year ends, right, we start with preparing preparing for additional things and activities right in May, when everyone is leaving campus, starting or wanting to enjoy their summer break. We are in full gear, and we start preparing yet for other activities that we need to carry on during the summer. We had wonderful staff that helped, make this a very special and unique program a success. That was, starting from our office, linguistics office manager, Diane. Please give a round of applause to Diane. I cannot recall a single day that I did not come and bug her, sometimes multiple times. We have wonderful GAs who worked on this program right from the start. We have Brennan, so let's give him a round of applause. We have also Muhammad, who have been sending emails. And of course, our wonderful, hard-working staff, instructors who had also been preparing for classes before the summer started, for the summer session started. So I would ask our instructors, maybe, if you could please stand up so that the rest of the audience recognize you. Thank you so much for all the effort you have done. And then I would like to congratulate and thank the students for being physically, emotionally with us for the past 8 weeks, and for not being tired from us asking them to do random and multiple things. So please give a round of applause to our wonderful students. I hope I did not forget anyone. But last but not least, this program have had the wonderful and unprecedented support of the head of the Department of Linguistics. Please congratulate Professor Yoon on being such a wonderful, I call him my boss, for being such a wonderful boss. We have a great event ahead of us. You will see what the other students have prepared. I'm sure that some of you, will not know all these languages, so feel free to check the brochure for summaries of what the content of these presentations are. And I hope you will stay with us for, a very special segment, which is food. And everyone likes food. So yeah, after all performances are wrapped up, we will have a delicious dinner. So again, welcome everyone, and it's my pleasure to welcome you again, and I hope you will enjoy the night.
Okay, so our next speaker is going to be the instructor representative, Ozge Evjen. Please come.
Good evening, language ambassadors of Arabic, Swahili, Persian, and Turkish. Thanks to you, the interaction and communication between the culturally and linguistically diverse populations will be much easier and better in Illinois. And maybe I know that in different languages there are different versions of this thing that I will gonna say. In Turkish there is this proverb saying bir dil, bir insan, iki dil, iki insan, which means that one person who speaks one language is a person, one person, but a person who speaks two languages is two people. So this has many underlying meanings. After this intense 8 weeks, your memory improved, your critical thinking skills and your problem-solving skills improved, and also your ability to multitask also has been developed, and most importantly, your listening skills, which is something important as a person, improved by learning another language. So I think this is something. So after gaining these features, this will make you empathize with other language speakers that you come across in your daily lives, which is something very good, I think, to be able to, as a skill, to be able to do, I think, in these days in United States. So I have been teaching Turkish since 2015, and mostly in SILMW programs. And I have had brilliant and amazing students, just like I have this year. So, and I think this program is precious because of the design of the program, because you have had many opportunities to be exposed to other languages and the cultures, although you are here to learn only one language. So during the past years, again, I have had students who, after learning Turkish, I have students who wrote their master thesis or dissertations in Turkish, or they decided to live in Turkish, or they have jobs in United States related to Turkish. So I'm sure in your languages that you learned during these 8 weeks, they will open you new doors. So thanks for being part of this special program. So thank you.
Thank you, Özge. So our next speakers are going to be the student representatives, and we will start with Lauren Ashley Howard. Please come to the stage.
Hamjambo. I'm Lauren Ashley, lakini jina langu kwa Kiswahili ni Ziana. I wasn't sure what to expect from SILMW but I just knew that I wanted to learn a new language over the summer, which was Swahili. My first cultural experience this summer, however, was the Eid celebration. I knew about the holiday thanks to my Muslim friends back home in Buffalo, but there's a big difference between listening to stories about celebrating and actually partaking in the celebration with other people, and sharing in the experience with a room full of people as you try new foods, which were like really good. I'm still thinking about that chicken because it was amazing. And also hearing about the different ways that people celebrate Eid in different cultures across the Muslim world was also really interesting. And the other activities were similarly enriching, from having the opportunity to visit the Oriental Museum in Chicago, to learning about the world's oldest university, which I did not know until literally yesterday was founded by a woman, to the presentations about different types of music and the cultures from the cultures they come from, and those are things that I never would have been exposed to if I hadn't taken part in this program. I'm also really grateful for the opportunity to have met people from different backgrounds and talk with them about like our differences as well as our similarities. But my favorite part of the program has been being fully immersed in East African culture by way of the Swahili language. Since I couldn't physically travel to Kenya or Uganda or Tanzania, coming to class for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 8 weeks straight, plus language conversation tables on Tuesdays, and cooking classes on Thursdays, and Swahili films was really the next best thing. I know that the expectation is that we come away from this experience feeling as though we've been fully immersed in the culture of the respective languages that we've been studying, and I can't speak for anyone else, but I can say for me that that is true of my experience here. I think in Swahili outside of class, I've had to stop myself from responding to non-Swahili speakers with asante and dia like a lot of times. And before this summer, I was a casual fan of a Kenyan band called Sauti Sol, but because of this class that I've taken, I'm very obsessed with them. And now when I listen to their music, I can actually, oh, I know what they're saying now. Not all of it because I'm just finishing elementary level, but soon. Mwalimu Bareti's class has been thoroughly engaging, especially the focus on East African people and their cultures. And she and Mwalimu Ann, who I got to meet during the conversation tables, have both pushed me outside of class to go beyond the curriculum and really sink my teeth into Swahili and East Africa. And they've each given me resources to use for the next few weeks as I'm studying on my own before I start intermediate level, because of course I can't wait and I don't want to stop studying right now. So this has been a really wonderful experience, and I would absolutely recommend the SILMW program to anyone who asks me about it. Asante sana. Sorry, I forgot I'm supposed to introduce the next student speaker, who's Amir Abu Ghazali.
Marhaban. So I'm just going to hit on a few points of my SILMW experience. So as I'm sure many of the students here can attest, I think one of the best things about this program is being able to be immersed within the language that we're studying. And I know during the regular school year when we're all taking 15, 16, 17 other credit hours, it's difficult to focus on a language when we're busy with so many other things. But probably one of my favorite things about SILMW is just being able to have that opportunity to have dedicated time to really push ourselves to learn a language. And with that, I would probably say my favorite activity out of the entire program was probably the conversation tables. As I'm sure all of the people who went can attest that I like to talk. So, but being able to push yourself in a setting where it's not just memorizing the vocab and then taking it on a quiz or something, but you're able to actually put it into practice and being able to convey what you're trying to say in a cohesive way, I think is an opportunity that we might not get during the regular school year. So for that, I'm very grateful for this program. Another thing that I would like to say about the Arabic program specifically is I really love the diversity within the staff and being able to communicate and learn from teachers who are from not just from like the Levant, but from the Gulf and from Morocco and all these different places throughout the Middle East. I think it's a wonderful experience. And I remember one of the conversation tables we were talking about, with U of I being such a large university, it can be difficult for students to have a relationship with their professors and teachers. But I think one reason why I love studying languages so much is because the class size has to be small. And because we met 4 hours a day, you get close with the people that you study with. So I really got close with my staff and with my class. And I'm sorry, I got close with my class, and I appreciate you putting up with my many questions and shenanigans throughout the summer. And one last thing I would like to say is that I appreciate how the staff has pushed the students throughout the summer to practice the language that you're learning, because a lot of times it's very uncomfortable to speak in a language that you're not used to. So I appreciate that the staff made the space warm and comfortable for us to be able to practice a language that we're studying, because sometimes you don't always find that. So I had a wonderful summer, so thank you.